So I haven't really made up my mind whether or not I was going to do a part 2 of this vlog, so who knows where this footage will end up. But I got something in the mail that I was waiting for. So I was talking to one of my friends named Star, and she was talking about getting like a table runner, and luckily she did, because it reminded me that I needed a replacement. So I'll put like a picture of one of my old setups, and this isn't exactly like a table runner. I had like a banner that had my, I think it was just my handle plus like a little simplified version of like Masaki's profile, but I think because that one's so old, I don't really like it anymore, so I decided to replace it, and we're getting something similar to like a table runner, even though it's just going to be a banner, but it's vertical. So hopefully this turned out the way that I wanted. I don't remember the size, so I will double check and put that on the screen if you guys are also interested in getting something similar. So I think, I don't really know many manufacturers that do something like this. I used a place called Vistaprint where I've made like bookmarks before. My old banner was from there. I made sticky notes, I think. The quality of sticky notes sometimes is like hit or miss, but this is kind of a table runner banner thing that I went with. So it's quite large, but the idea is that I feel like I should have shrunk this a little bit more. Maybe that's what I should have done. Half of this will be like on my table most likely, and then the rest of it will hang like above. I don't know if I left enough room for it to hang on the table properly. So right at this crease is where it needs to hang technically on my table at the minimum. Unless I don't want to drape it all the way. I might also, they come with like little grommets, so I might see if I have any large enough like safety pins or something that I could adhere this to my tablecloth. So my idea for the color is that most of my branding is typically this color regardless. It is a little bit more muted just because it's printed on a fabric, and I'm using like much brighter colors when it comes to like anything digital or display on like a digital screen rather than on physical print. But I have like a navy blue tablecloth, so I wanted something lighter, and hopefully even in the future if I get like a lighter tablecloth, maybe like a white or a yellow or something else, this would hopefully match well with it. I like the colors, and I ended up going with the same patterning background that I ended up using for my card website, and then I have my little logo, my name. So hopefully this works out. Like I said, I don't know where this is gonna be on the footage. Today is Tuesday, so Tuesday the 13th, I think. Let's see, let me show you guys a little heads up where I am at. I am still working on chibis, so probably later today I'm going to do an inventory check really quick of my ink. So I have like a bunch of shelves here. I need to check which inks I have. Let's see. Because I use a knockoff brand and the official brand, depending on how rushed I was in terms of getting my ink. So see what colors I have. So typically for any of my inks, I go through the magenta and the photo magenta the quickest. So out of this pack, I can tell that I have no more photo magenta. I have I have one of each except for photo magenta. I have two of the normal magentas. And then in this pack, there's an ant again. God dang it. Oh, okay, perfect. I have one photo magenta here. And then the rest of these, light gray, normal magenta, a gray, and a black. So if I need to order any more, what is it called? Inks. If I need to get any more inks, I need to get more photo magenta for sure. And maybe a spare cyan and photo cyan. Because typically black, gray, yellow, and light gray, they run out not as fast. But I also have duplicates other than yellow, but I think yellow should be fine. Okay, so here's my printer. Just wait until it boots up, and then we'll quickly check our inks really quick so I can see which ones have to be replaced right away, because I have replacements for all of them currently, so even if I'm low, I will have enough for at least one printing round, which hopefully will be good. I have to print out, so I brought back stuff from the other location. Let me put my car keys away. So this is for charms. I'm going to have to either expand this or get another cork board to make another board for my charms. I have to reprint these, so this one should be fine, but I have to reprint the second sheet because we have 2 more. Nope, I have to do Skirk too, so I will have 4 more of the Genshin chibis, and then we'll start with the Honkai Star Rail and have probably another sheet or 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can fit 60 on a sheet. I think if that's the case, I will have enough to put majority of all the Honkai Star Rail on one sheet, which is great. So maybe I'll keep my Star Rail and my Genshin ones separately. Don't know how long these are actually. I think it's 11 by 17. Then I have all of my prints kind of organized like this so that I can just easily lay them out later, and they're in protective sleeves so I can always swap them out without changing the format too much. Maybe we'll double check later. So these are my not larger prints. My 8.5 by 11 prints are in this container. Then the smaller ones are in a binder. So they're all like this. I make like a pretty small batch for each of the prints, so this binder does get pretty full, but each of the prints itself only has like a few prints available since it's not exactly my bestseller technically. But this is kind of how I organized them. So I have majority of Genshin in the center, I have some K-pop ones in the front, I have some Honkai Star Rail in the back alongside with VTubers, and then I guess like Tears of Themis, 17, Plave all at the front. I think I'm quite confident that I won't have to change my setup from the Rakukan from March, so I don't know if I will do a actual mock setup. Maybe I'll explain it to you guys in a video of how I typically do a mock setup and any tips and stuff, and I think that's it. I will come back and any other footage will be included in the vlog if this ever comes to fruition to some degree, but yeah. Oh, I didn't show you guys business cards, I think. So I ended up, instead of doing like the full-size large business cards, I ended up doing mini cards again, because I used to do these for like online orders and packages, as well as my friend likes to include these into people's like sticker packages. So if you get stickers, we usually put into it like a little plastic sleeve for you, and we pop one of these in typically. So I ordered some. I don't know if it'll be enough. If it's not, I'll just like tell my friend to not put these into people's orders and just leave them at the table. But this is kind of the back side, which I think turns out pretty cute. I put the little crying Masaki version just because I think the aesthetic of it's quite pretty and it worked with the colors that I wanted. So this is the front side, so it has my socials, my logo, my name, alongside with just like the typical brand color that I used for my streaming setup, along with like the banner and stuff. So yeah, I think the mini cards are just super cute like this. And just work well if you're putting them into people's orders. Even though I do like the larger size for like business cards typically, this was just a little bit easier, and I think they were on discount on Moo at the time, so that's what I ended up getting. Let me get back to drawing some more chibis and getting some stuff organized for now. I need to write down the inks, so I'll be right back. I don't know if you guys are like this, so this is a habit that I've had since, I think, end of high school, early uni. I would keep my project notes separate from like my sketchbook. So sometimes people like merge them, but I like keeping them separate. So I have like all my convention prep, planning, any merch design, any brain barf that goes towards like, yeah, merch, conventions, projects, like that, all into here. So I am going to make a checklist which hopefully I will remember to look before I leave on Thursday and Friday. So I'm gonna make 2 separate lists. One is for packing for Thursday, which will be setup day, which I will have plenty of time, so even if I forget stuff, I can bring it on Friday or bring it on later that day, since I have noon till 11 p.m. to set up at our convention center. And then, let me think. Friday, I need to bring all of my merch stock and anything else, so like cash box, my square, a charger, my other phone that I use to let people do payments. I bring my iPad. I also, oh shoot, I need to see if I still have my commission samples. I did one of, I think, Ike and Silverwolf for last year at Animathon, and then previous years I used one of Alban and Rosemi-sama, so I might make different ones. I don't remember what I priced them at for Animathon last year, but my friend agreed on the price. It was a good price for the size and the amount of time. So, where do you want to use to write? Okay. So if you're like, why do you need zip ties for a convention? I've always heard like horror stories of people having their grid displays fall over and topple over and they break, and that'll be the worst. I think I'd rather have my full, what is it called? Grid setup fall together in one piece so that, you know, me and my table mate or any passerbys can just catch it and it won't like break upon hitting the floor or hitting people, so that things don't get like into a mess. We've had it happen once at a convention, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and because of that, the table next to us, it wasn't me who had the display fall, it was actually the display behind us, but our table mate was like, oh, do you use zip ties for your display? And I was like, oh no, we don't. And she's like, I will give you some just in case, because she feels like a lot of people's grid displays were going to fall down that day. So I bought zip ties, and my dad has given me like a bunch of zip ties from work, so I've been using those, but they're like a one-time use only type of thing, because after you secure them, you have to like snip them off. It produces like a lot of plastic garbage and you can't reuse them. They fling everywhere during cleanup, so it kind of sucks. But I found these ones. Some of these are broken. Okay, so some of these are busted, so I'll have to make sure I pick out a few good ones from this bag, but basically normal zip tie. So you're gonna insert it into here. You can kind of hear the clicking noises. So now it's like nice and secure. You can't really pull it apart. But I would put these in between like 2 or 3 grid panels at a time and do as many as I can so that it'll be in like one chunk, and they won't like slip and slide from like the little grid circle things that helps you build your grids. But once you are done with that and you want to do cleanup, you press on this little button. Can you see it? Or just like little I don't know what you would call this, but basically you press it down and you can push your zip tie back through. Unfortunately, these do hurt, so I like bringing around pliers to squish them down while I pull out the end again, so that we can use them over and over again. One, saves money, even though like zip ties usually aren't too expensive, but also less of a mess and not wasting too much plastic. So I just bought a bunch of these cable ties, so they work really well. I don't know if you can tell, my desk is like a mess right now because of all the con prep. So I need to make sure that do I have Switch in here? I do. Okay. Wait, did I not organize all of you? Maybe I didn't organize everybody. So I will still have to do that. I mean, I thought I did. I definitely did not. So some of these probably have duplicates in here, but I need to sort them out most likely so that my friend can help me put them out in order by their units, because why? What is happening here? So I have my Velcro circles, which I will be making more sleeves for stickers. So I will be doing that a little bit later, probably tonight, so I can crank out as many chibis first, and then I'll show you guys how I do these, and then we can sort everything once we actually have the new stickers all printed out for the, I still have to draw Skirk, but the 4 remaining for Genshin, and then all of the Star Rail ones basically. Okay, it's like 1:22 in the morning. I'm finishing up what I would consider the last 10. So I have my list right there, and I think there's only 10 left. I added Scyther so that one, we have all the characters pretty much up to date, but then also I do these in batches of 10, and I think I only had 9 left over, so I might as well add Cypher to kind of like finish it off. I'm working on Herta right now, so I'm in the middle of sketching the last remaining 10. It is technically Wednesday, but I don't mind spending Thursday evening as well doing like majority of the printing. I need to get as many of these chibis done because I need to put them on a display for, I guess, like for the day of setup. I need to have it so I know how much space I need to block out, because I'm actually debating that I won't do the mock-up. Maybe I will try to film when I am doing table setup for you guys so that you guys can actually see what's going on, and I'll be uploading that to probably for Saturday's video. We'll see. But for now, I will work on these chibis. I will probably come back when I actually have the rest of these done, which might be tomorrow, because I'll probably sleep in the next, what is it, hour and a half maybe, unless like I end up crashing. We'll see. Okay, so we have the last remaining 10. I ended up doing Skirk already for Genshin so I could catch up. I don't know if I'm going to keep her because I might redraw her, but we'll see, because I can always just cover it up later in the future if I want to. But for now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to resort my canvas a little bit, is that I have the 10 remaining Star Rail characters left. So I have Arlen and Asta right here. Oh wait, let me pause my music. Copyright. I'm listening to What's Waiting for Us by Petra and Reimu. So then after that we have Herta and Serval. Don't know where the emphasis is. Natasha, Herc, and then we have Lynx and Luca, and then last but not least you have Tingyun and Cypher. So I was not sure I was going to add Tingyun, but technically Tingyun and Fugue are different, so I will add Tingyun. Okay, I'm gonna like lose my mind, but luckily I finished all 69 of these characters, so I think we're good to go. I'm gonna quickly go eat dinner, and then we can set up Silhouette Studio for probably, I'm trying to remember how many I put per file. I think it's 3 to 4, so most likely it'll be like Acheron, Aglaya, Anaxa, and maybe Argenti into one file. Oh, I think he's on his own. So maybe I'll put these 3 into one file, have them be printed off so that I have a certain amount of characters. If not, I think I do 2 per sheet. So put these 2 into one, have them print, and then have them cut. So there's gonna be a lot of printing and cutting tonight. Hopefully we can actually get started on these. Hopefully. So I probably won't show all of it, but we are setting up our file for cutting. So I always forget what setting I need this to be. I switch from like die cut and from kiss cut every so often. So I can see that these ones are kiss cut with the old mat. So I need to unsticker paper white. So this is for like sticker sheets. Then die cut stickers with the new mat. I have it set to new material. So that should be this one that's already defaulted, and we can actually start to print these guys off and then we can get to cutting. Okay, so I need to take a small break, but this is kind of where we're at. So this is kind of what they look like when they're all printed. So these ones do not have vinyl, they're just purely printed on sticker paper. They're also priced cheaper compared to my hollow vinyl ones, but it gives people more variety to choose from. So this is kind of what they look like prior to doing the cutting. I'm going to do a quick break and then I'm going to come back. We'll set these ones up for printing and then I will continue to work on the rest of these ones to pretty much just finish formatting and basically format, print, and then while I'm formatting and printing, the rest of them will be actually on the cutting machine hopefully and cutting everything. I kind of wish I had 2 cutting machines, but I don't know how that works if you only have like one device. So yeah, we'll see. Also have a mint in my mouth, so sorry if I sound like I have a lisp right now. I think they're about the correct size. Some of them do have like larger heads, so like Asta and Bailu definitely do compared to Danheng, just by a bit. It's also like just their hair, but I think they're relatively the correct size for the most part. I need to resort this desk, but I have my cutting machine here. I might move it closer to my computer. Sorry if you can't really hear me that clearly, but this is kind of how loud this would actually be when the cutting machine is on. I'm kind of hoping that this will accurately cut, as I don't know if I showed you guys. I have like a bunch of different brands for like the cutting mats. Because I didn't buy like the same replacements as the actual Silhouette brand, and usually they work, but occasionally I get like really off cut lines. So far so good, so I'm gonna go do a few chores and stuff, or I guess like my break, and then I will come back and we'll see how well this prints, because usually towards the bottom of the paper is where it kind of gets a little bit more skewed. So even though these ones look like they're going to be okay, they might get a little bit worse as we get closer to the end, which I don't know if it's my mat or it's the cutting machine or registration marks, who knows. Came back and it looks like they cut all fine, which is great. I'm probably going to continue just to use this mat as long as I can, because so far I know that all the cut lines are aligned. So you can remove these from the mat. Check to see if there's any other mats that work well. So maybe I'll grab this one. I feel like this one's not as sticky though. But as long as I have one that works well with the Bailu and Asta one, I don't really mind if this one gets a little bit warped. Stick this down. I'm gonna put this in the machine and we'll remove these guys from the mat. So I think I put another like spray adhesive onto this and I can see that it's working fairly well. Just hope I can peel these guys unscathed. You would peel them this way so that your stickers don't curl. But because I'm going to be having them in like a binder pouch, I guess, I don't mind peeling it this way just because it is quicker for myself. And they will flatten, so I don't really mind too much. I'm going to sort them into their piles. I'm also going to see if I can find my labels for all of their names. We're going to quickly make our little binder sheet with those little plastic holders alongside with the Velcro stickers, and then we can get these guys sorted into their proper places. Okay, so I found the file that I had the lists for their names. So I definitely printed them out at some point. I just don't know where I put them. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. If I can find... Go this way. It has to be in here. Yes, okay. Maybe my memory isn't too bad right now. I can get most of these cut out. There are a few characters that I'm missing, so I will have to do that real quick. I also need to go check on my cutting machine because I think I might be screwing up something. I heard a really bad cut right now. So what I'm looking for is whether or not some of these guys are a bit too loose, so they might get caught when my cutting machine comes back out. I just want to make sure no one's going to get caught, otherwise it might cause like a slight jam. Let's go ahead and cut out these names in the meantime so that I can get these onto the pouches. So it's like close to 4 a.m. right now. I'm trying to talk quiet, so apologies if my voice keeps breaking. But I managed to finish organizing all the chibis, and I need this for the display for tomorrow for setup. So I am gonna call it a night. I'm probably gonna wake up around 9 o'clock, so I'll get about 5 hours of sleep-ish. Maybe I'll wake up at 10. We'll see if I need more sleep, because setup's at around 12 until 11 p.m. So it gives me a lot of time I really need to get set up, but also to continue to prep afterwards on Thursday, because I still have a lot of the stickers to print off, because printing out the stickers takes such a long time. One more I have to print, that's like the Genshin replacement ones, but for now I think I'm just gonna head off to bed, and then I will come back in the morning to do probably the setup, and hopefully I can get a little bit of filming. I am a little bit worried that I'm not going to be able to hold the setup myself to lift it on the table, so I might have to ask someone for assistance later, but hopefully it'll go well. Good night. I'm still eating like my breakfast. It's been like 2 hours, but I have a good amount of stuff that I've already packed away. I need to go grab my grids from a different location, and then I'll probably drive off to the venue pretty soon so that I can get set up. I'm scared that I'm gonna miss something since I'm driving myself and it's been a while since I drove. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, and then I'll pack probably the rest of like my stock and stuff tonight to get ready for tomorrow, because I don't need to bring my stock to the setup. I'm just gonna bring my grids, display things like all my acrylic stands, all that, like wooden stands, sample prints. My brain's like so scattered right now, but hopefully I think I have everything in here, so we'll just go with that. Okay, so I will probably pack up and start to drive downtown.